Hi YouTube, this is Darkon633, back with another Star Wars review. Today we're going to take a look at the Star Wars Rogue One basic figure for Fenn Rau. Now this is actually a very interesting figure, and it's really sad that this figure got sidelined, especially since it was never actually able to be released in the line when the line was out in stores. I was actually managed to able to get this figure only thanks to Entertainment Earth, so it's a bit sad that this figure never made it to retail. Especially since, for how long this figure was also being produced and released. This is based on an older take of the character, although luckily this time the armor and design isn't a whole lot different from the current season. Anyways, we're going to take a look at the card first. Since this is a Rogue One release, we're back to the standard Rogue One basic card. There's a picture of Fenn Rau there. Shows that it comes with the jetpack and worked with the app. I'm not sure if the app's still active. And has a bio on the back as normal. So now we're going to take a look at the figure itself. Since it does come with a large backpack, we're going to quickly look at it with it. And unfortunately, this backpack's really not all that good. First of all, it doesn't like to stay on very well, because all it is that it's holding on between this and pretty much the back. There is nothing else really holding it. It doesn't clip on or anything, so it's unfortunate that it's designed like that. And it also causes a lot of weight stability issues. He basically cannot stand with that backpack on. I do have a stand here, although unfortunately the peg holes don't match this particular stand, so it's not going to do a whole lot of difference here. So it just holds on by friction like that. And now we're actually going to take off the backpack and take a look at some of the features that it actually has. There isn't a whole lot going on from there, but as you can see, it's pretty decently detailed. It does look like a very standard Mandalorian style backpack. The wings actually do fold in and out, so that's really nice. So I guess you could display with that, but I'm actually not going to be displaying the figure with the backpack. So now we're going to go on to the figure itself. Articulation wise, the head is on a standard ball joint, although it does kind of disconnect, so you do need to keep the tube in, and to be safe with, it's probably better off when you're actually using the joint to turn the head with the tube still attached. Now if you do it slowly, it's not going to pop off, and even with a little bit of force, it will still not pop off. It's only when you move it even further that causes it. So it's best to just hold onto it when you're moving it, although it does kind of warp the plastic a bit. You can look up and down since it's on a standard ball joint. The swivels are still present on the shoulders, and the same swivels on the hips as well. He does include these two small blasters, which fit okay in his arms, his hands, but they can at times pop up very easily, though it's definitely not the worst I've seen when it comes to these smaller figures. So it does look nice in his hands, and I think has a pretty decent job on them. We're actually going to slide the weapons back so we don't lose them. And then take a look at the head sculpt. Since it is kind of like a pilot kind of suit design, you do need to remove the helmet and unpeg it. You can keep it pegged if you wish to, but obviously with that, it's not going to completely come off since it is attached to the breathing apparatus there. So we're going to quickly slide the helmet off. It's a little bit tricky, from what I could tell. It's actually kind of surprising how well this helmet actually stays on him. But it's probably better off to just remove the assembly altogether before doing so. So underneath, we do have a fully sculpted head underneath. It obviously has some pretty good paint actually, especially when it comes to these smaller figures. At times Hasbro kind of messes up the paint, even for the actual cap itself. I think it turned out pretty nicely, and even the eyes turned out pretty decent in my opinion. So overall, I think this is still a very nice figure, and it's unfortunate that it did get the last of the line kind of release, similar to what happens with Transformers, but it's definitely worth picking up if you're a fan of the character, or just Mandalorians in general, since he does look nice with the other Mandalorian releases. So I highly recommend tracking one down. I think it's still on Entertainment Earth, but I haven't checked there since I got my order. But your best bet is to probably check there, and maybe places like Dorkside Toys and a few other places. Anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check out Hero Club and Hero Taku. Also check my Twitter, Darkon633, and don't forget to check down the other channels down below. Please check my Instagram under Darkon633, and don't forget to check down the bell at the bottom of the screen in order to see my content go up as soon as possible. I'm back with more Star Wars reviews, but for now, I'll be seeing you later, YouTube. Bye.